In this video, we're going to be talking about contractor business tips for beginners. What's up, everybody? I'm Mike Claudio, owner of WinRate Consulting and host of the Big Stud Sales Podcast. I know it can be overwhelming getting into business for yourself, specifically as a new industry in contracting as a beginner. So I want to help you understand some of the best practices I've learned in helping you get off the ground as successful as possible. You've probably heard this before, but you have to get known, liked, and trusted. But how do you do that? The two things I did when I got into the industry was I started networking with associations and groups, and I got my stuff branded. My trucks, my trailers, my shirts, my yard signs. But basically I went out and put myself in front of enough people as well as my brand in front of enough people. And in a pretty short amount of time, it felt like I was everywhere to my marketplace. You have to understand you have a pretty small market. It might feel big to you right now, but it's easy to get in front of enough people if you're getting in front of great referral partners like associations and networking groups. And then you have to have your stuff with your brand on it so people start to see it consistently and start to grow trust with you because they feel like you're just everywhere. To get the most business the fastest, you have to start with people that trust you already. They've already gone through the know, like, and trust process. So start with your friends and family. It may be a little overwhelming, it may be a little nerve-wracking, but just call them and say, hey, this is what I'm doing now. Do you know anybody or do you have a need for that type of service? It doesn't matter if you're a service company, a trade company, a general contractor, or a remodeler, a handyman. It doesn't matter what you do. Start with that immediate group of people that already trust you and just inform them of what you're doing. You're not trying to get them to hire you. You're just trying to get them to think of you when a project comes up for them or somebody else in their network. There's gonna be a lot to focus on. You gotta figure out how to do this and do that. But one of the number one things you can do to help differentiate yourself quickly is create a sales process and a client experience that focuses on proactive communication. You'll learn in the industry, a lot of homeowners are afraid of you. They're afraid you're gonna take advantage of them or you're not gonna be able to make their vision come to life. So you have to overcome that. You have to avoid the objections you might get. And the best way to do that is to learn how to proactively communicate. So start by writing out what experience you want your clients to have. When do you want to communicate with them? How are you going to communicate with them? What are you going to communicate to them? And the best way to do that is to put yourself in their shoes. If you were having a project done for yourself, what information would you want to know and when? And start to adapt that to how you communicate with your clients, but just write it down, get it documented. It will adjust over time, but having that documented process will allow you to see where you have gaps, but it'll make it really easy for you to hire that salesperson that you're gonna need to hire at some point. You're also gonna wanna detail your proposals. The days of just paragraph scope with one solid pricing just don't work anymore. So you need to understand how to create a proposal, what needs to be on it, and how to articulate it in a way to the client that helps them feel comfortable with it. The best way I've found has gone line by line in quantity or per item pricing, per linear foot, per square foot, per unit. I did an entire YouTube video on what should be on a construction proposal. If you want to check that out, go in a little bit more depth. But ultimately, you've got to figure out your pricing so that you can charge per unit, because that really helps the client understand what they're getting and what they're paying for, and also helps you change order on the back end as the scope creeps or things happen on the project that you weren't prepared for. Look, you're early on, you're a beginner. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to miss parts of the project. That happens. What can't happen is you just eat those costs for the rest of your life. So figure out how to do per unit pricing and break it out per line item on the proposal. So when things come up, i.e., hey, I thought it was gonna be 4 outlets, but it's actually 6, you can easily or more easily change order them during the project because the scope just adjusted to what it was originally contracted for. So think about that as you're going into approaching your proposal creation. Make it as detailed as possible so that as things change and as clients make decisions, the information is there for them to know what is and is not included. As a beginner, your biggest risk is what you don't know. You're gonna make mistakes. There's gonna be problems. There's gonna be things that you are not prepared for. One of the best things you can do is find a mentor or a coach to help educate you on what needs to happen and how, so you can shorten that failure gap, because mistakes in this world are incredibly costly, not just monetarily, but to your reputation, to your reviews, to your referral partners, to your clients, to the people that they may or may not have been able to refer you to. So you don't want to make mistakes in the field. It's going to happen, but you want to limit it as much as possible. So go find somebody who's been through what you want to go to, or has something that you would like to have, or has the experience that you're missing. And look, the best advice out there costs money. Yes, I'm a business coach. I also have a business coach. And a lot of people that I've talked to that have reached the level of success I believe you're hoping for have also had a mentor coach at some point, if not a large percentage of their life or career. So it's very important for you to have somebody in your corner to help guide you and help you avoid some of those mistakes that they made that could cripple your business down the line. Congratulations on starting your business though. I know you're scared and there's a lot of information pretty quickly, but I'd love to engage with you. Join my Facebook group, Construction Selling. It's a free group that gets information into your hands so that you can win. Also, Big Stud Sales Podcast has a lot of information to help you grow your business as well. But I'd love to connect with you one-on-one. So shoot me a DM on Instagram at WinRate Consulting, or shoot me an email, Mike@WinRate Consulting, just to connect with you so I can see where you are and what your plans are, and I'd be happy to help you get started. Again, I'm Mike Claudio, owner of WinRate Consulting, and I want you to win fast and win often.